Hello and welcome to hum. This sound that I am creating is a really lovely way of keeping the larynx nice and relaxed and low in your throat, so it's not going to hoik up and cause any irritation in your throat. It's also a fabulous way of really loosening the jaw. A nice little warm-up to do before embracing this sound is to actually massage around your jaw hinge. Remember, when we are speaking, our jaw is actually relatively closed, but for singing we need to really use your jaw. So the sound that we are developing is This is actually quite a soft sound. If you make quite a nasally sound, then that is with your larynx moving up into your throat, and we don't want that, especially as you get higher in your range. So think of the word hunger, and all you're doing is pausing on the middle section of that word, hunger. Or another one I like to use is mung bean, mung. All of those sounds will really help you, but you have to be consistent. And the way to be consistent with this exercise is to keep your jaw completely loose and the tongue glues itself to the bottom of your teeth, okay? So the tip of the tongue to the bottom of the teeth, and that stays there, and that will also help stop the tongue from getting too involved with this exercise. So keep thinking a soft especially as you go higher, and what you will feel is more air filling into the back of your head space as you go into your higher range. If you feel everything moving forwards and becoming super nasally, then your larynx will probably start tilting upwards or start hoiking up, and we don't want that. We want a really consistent sound. So here we go. We're going to start just with a few different exercises, experimenting with our Here is our first one. So we're going to use a 5-to-1 slide. You're starting on an E to an A, and it just goes hum. And my jaw is completely loose, and it actually stays in that position right to the end of the exercise. So if you need to, use a mirror. I'm going to guide you through this first octave or so, possibly a bit more, and then we'll try something a little bit different as well. Off we go. Feel the sound in the back of your head. Keep going if you can. Keep that jaw loose. Keep it going. It'll be a very tiny sound. Fabulous. Right, so we're going to work our way back down again. Exactly the same thing. What you're working on is consistency. So if you struggled on the way up there, you might need to use more air, and you might need to keep opening more of your jaw space. You might have more jaw space than you realise. We're going to carry on. So this is starting on a top C. 3, 4. So feel that sound almost behind your eyes. And that jaw nice and loose. Use that H of the hum to help you launch the sound. Keep that jaw open and loose. Lots of air still. You should be sliding between these notes every time. Last one. There you you go. So that was a really sliding activity there. Just 5-1 in the notes, but you should always start with a good strong H sound and a lovely open jaw. Okay, our next exercise is pretty much exactly the same sort of idea, but instead we're going to do an arpeggio. So this helps a little bit with our tuning and intonation. So we're going to do 5, 3, 1, and with a hung, and we can still slide between the notes because sliding really helps our change of air that we need for each type of note. You're really teaching your brain actually how much air you need for each note when you do exercises like this. So it's just so a lovely open space, nothing too nasally. If it starts getting nasally, I mean, you'll feel it when you get higher if it gets too nasal. So start again, just scroll back a bit in this exercise. Here we go. 3, 4. Slide between them. As you get higher, send that air into the back top part of your head. Is needed. Use a strong H to help you. Keep it going. Last one. Good. So with the exercise, I know I'm going really, really high, but I know with you've got a nice relaxed jaw for your hung sound, it's actually a really lovely way of really extending your range. So even if you don't normally sing up there regularly, which, let's be fair, not many people do, this is a really, really good exercise for making everything super flexible. Remember, the more you work on the top and lower extremes of your range, the more flexible your voice will become in the middle. We're going to work our way back down again, and then we'll finish for this hung exercise. Starting at the top, 5, 3, 1, with a lovely slide between those 3 notes. 3, 4. Strong H. Keep the sound towards the back of your head. Don't let it get too nasally, even as you come down. There we go. Well done. That's it. That is the hum exercise. And don't worry if you don't get it perfect at first. It takes time to develop. Also, it takes time to get it to feel comfortable in your voice sometimes. So if it feels quite tight, don't worry. If you do this every day, you'll create that flexibility, and you'll also create a really lovely loose jaw. You'll create more resonance in your voice, even though that's not actually what I'm concentrating on for this exercise. We're actually just working on a bigger open space and a lovely blend across our entire range by not going too nasally with our voice. Fabulous. Thank you so much.